Welcome to the Huron Valley Now podcast, the podcast that brings you inspiring stories of business, life, and giving back. Today we've got another local business for you, and I'm here with Elizabeth from Solstice Soap Co.
Yeah, hello. Thanks for having me.
Elizabeth, do you want to tell us a little bit about your story getting started? What inspired you to get into these handcrafted natural products?
Yeah. So I've always been into making things. I love to bake and cook, crafts, things like that. And I wanted to start my own business at the beginning of this year. And so I had actually come across some videos online of making homemade soap. And it kind of was perfect because I buy handmade soap all the time. And I thought, oh, this doesn't look too difficult to make. I should try it. So I spent, a couple months researching and going to the library and getting books there, and really fell in love with the process. And it's just kind of naturally came to me since then. And it's now expanded into body care products as well. They kind of go hand in hand. So it's been great.
That's awesome. And during your research, you probably saw there's lots of different ways to make soap. Some cheaper and maybe less good for you, and some that are better. What landed you on this cold press method?
Absolutely. So I figured if I was going to make something, it has to be like the best way to do it. The cleanest ingredients, the highest quality ingredients. Like I don't want, to skimp on anything. And so through my research and with some help from my mom, who actually had some knowledge of it, I landed on the cold process method, which is the traditional old-fashioned way. You're using lye, which is sodium hydroxide, and you're combining it with oils and butters and waxes to create true soap. And so that was the route I decided I wanted to stick for all of my soaps.
It's really interesting. And you've got a lot of popular soaps. It's a pumpkin spice right now, or pumpkin pie spice right now, and then you've got like the invigorating focus soap. What are some of your favorites, and what are some of the ones that have like really hit it off with customers?
So I think my bestseller by far is lemongrass. It's a really bright and uplifting lemony scent. And then I color the bar with olive oil that's been infused with annatto seeds. And so it sort of like the way that paprika or chili powder stains things when they're in oil, the annatto seed leaves behind this really beautiful orangish yellow color. And so it makes the bar look really beautiful. And a little bit of oatmeal in there for kind of skin calming and soothing. And people just love it. So that one's by far my best seller.
And they don't just smell good, but they have some different benefits to when you're putting different essential oils in there. How does that process work for you? How do you design some of these soaps?
Absolutely. So I like to be inspired by things that are kind of already in your kitchen cupboard. So like some of the things I use are, like I mentioned, the annatto seed powder. That's a popular spice for cooking. I use turmeric, oatmeal, just regular like organic rolled oats that you have in your pantry, cinnamon powder, things that are already in our lives that we know are trusted and safe and most people will tolerate well, but could also potentially have some skin benefits as well.
Right. And you've got broad purpose soaps. Do you have any specific design things that you've put together, maybe like for gardening? Or?
I do. So this spring I put together a gardener scrub, which I've sort of rebranded as my super scrub because I wanted to open it up for use by more than just gardeners. So that one I designed with 5 different exfoliants, some of them being organic coffee grounds or cornmeal, activated charcoal powder, volcanic pumice, and then fine walnut shell. And then I use tea tree oil in it because gardeners are always, digging in the dirt and they could potentially get cuts and scrapes. And the tea tree oil has some, antibacterial properties to it. So as you're like really scrubbing your hands and cleaning it, you're, helping to kill off bacteria as well.
It sounds wonderful after I'm done working with the tractor.
Yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
messy every time.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right.
So my mom's an organic gardener. That's what she does for a living. And so she helped me design it. And she just absolutely loves it. And then of course the soap itself, all of my soaps are designed to be conditioning and leave your hands feeling soft and conditioned, because I want people with sensitive skin to be able to use them and not feel like, you don't want to wash your hands and then feel like, oh, they're dry and red, I need to use lotion or body butter. I want them to, feel soft right out of the gate. So I keep that in mind as well.
So Solstice emphasizes the commitment to purity and to quality ingredients. Tell me a little bit about that. What inspires that in you, and how do you go about choosing quality ingredients?
Sure. So I think clean, non-toxic ingredients is something I'm passionate about overall, not just with the products I make. It's something that I've been on this, journey as I've been an adult, researching and learning about potential toxins in our food and our body care products and our environment, and then how do you avoid those, or how do you swap in healthier options. So that's something that's very high on my list when I'm choosing ingredients. It's probably the highest, honestly, is that they need to be organic if at all possible and feasible for like the cost. And then if not organic, like at least be non-toxic, non-GMO, come from a reputable source, and be healthy for the whole family, not just for adults. But I keep in mind, like, a lot of my customers have children. I have children. I want my products to be able to be used on them, and you not have to worry about if it's going to be, have negative effects on them. So I buy from reputable sources, and like I said, trying to buy organic, especially certified organic if at all possible, I think is a great step towards that.
How do you find inspiration for your seasonal soaps? I know you've always got new ones rolling out.
Yeah, so that's part of the fun that I get to have as a business owner, is being inspired. And I try to think about what when it's a time to change the season, what is something I look forward to, or what reminds me of that season. So for autumn, I did an autumn collection, and I had a pumpkin pie soap. And I love to bake, I mentioned that. And so I wanted to use real ingredients that would go into a pumpkin pie. Obviously couldn't make the soap actually smell like it in a way, since I only use essential oils, but I wanted to use, so I used real organic pumpkin puree, which is great for skin, and it was a natural colorant. And then I used maple syrup, because just a little bit, the natural sugars in maple syrup actually help with the lather of the soap. And so that was fun to include. And then just a little bit of cinnamon powder, something that would also go into a normal pumpkin pie. And just draw inspiration from, the things that we eat and the things we do seasonally, and then try to incorporate those into a soap in a realistic way.
It's cool to hear how much artistry goes into it. You're not just throwing stuff in there.
Yeah, no, and I try to have a purpose. Like another one I made for the autumn collection was an Oktoberfest soap, and it made me think of like an Oktoberfest pint of beer. So I used real Sam Adams Oktoberfest beer in place of water. And again, the natural sugars in the beer help create this like wonderful foamy lather. And it also had like a neat scent to it as well.
So at Solstice Soap Co, you are kind of generating the sense of community. How do you engage with the community? How do you build that up?
I'm trying. So Highland's my hometown. I grew up here, spent a lot of my life here, moved away as an adult, but came back. And so it is important to me to engage with the local community and get to know customers right here in Highland. I try to attend local craft shows and vendor shows, when I see ones that I would be a good fit for. I actually have one coming up on Sunday. It's going to be at the YMCA in Milford. And so the Bespoke Markets, they host craft shows around the area, and I'm excited to continue to be a part of their markets and meet more local customers.
Yeah, and you mentioned the one coming up this weekend. Do you have any more events that people should know about?
So there's another one with the same group, the Bespoke Markets. It's going to be in Davisburg, which is actually not too far from here. It's where the Oakland County Fair happens in the summer. And so that's going to be on November 24th. and it's going to be most of the day. I think it's 10 to 4 that day. And it's going to be a huge market of all local vendors. A lot of them are vendors that I've done shows with in the past, and they're just wonderful. A lot of artisans who are creating really wonderful, high quality products. So it'll be a great opportunity for the local community to come shop for the holidays.
Oh yeah. Make sure you go out and check her out.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts you want to leave the community with? Maybe a mantra or some words of wisdom that have really helped you through this process?
Oh, that's a good question. I think just kind of playing off what I just said is that shopping local and shopping small is more important now than ever. I try to source ingredients as locally as I can. And I just think it's important that the community remembers this holiday season to support your neighbors who are artisans or small businesses, and go out to those vendor shows and craft shows and do your holiday shopping and try to keep it local as best as possible.
Thank you for being on. It was really wonderful having you today. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Check her out on Facebook, socials. Where should people check you out?
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, it's solsticesoap.co, and Facebook's just Solstice Soap Co. And you can find me there.
All right, check her out. Have a great one, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Thanks so much.
This episode was sponsored by the Cairo Tribe Chiropractic.
When you're ready to embrace a healthier perspective tailored to your needs, discover a world of wellness with the Cairo Tribe.
Everybody say, bring my bone alone. Come on, bring my bone alone.
At the Cairo Tribe, we specialize in easing daily pains and discomforts at our House of Wellness, where we focus on what truly works for you.
Everybody say, bring my bone, hey, bring my bone alone. Everybody say, bring my bone alone. Yeah.
Experience the difference at Cairo Tribe Chiropractic and Wellness in Highland. Call or text at 248-800-6214